What's going on, everybody? My name's Andrew Dornish from 5614 Marketing here in Denver, Colorado. We are a full service marketing agency specializing in experiential marketing as well as digital marketing. Had the pleasure of working with a ton of big brands out there. I'm very excited to bring some of those little nuggets of knowledge down to, you here to help. So I want to kind of dive in a little bit today. What the big brands do so well is they know who their customer is and they have this built out to the T. They know exactly who they're trying to reach, why they're trying to reach them. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the customer, how you identify that, and how you kind of organize your thoughts around who that person is and what you want them to see and achieve within your business. So I kind of created a little bit freeform. It's kind of been my newest toy on Apple here. Great kind of visual representation of items and things, and I've made a lot of maps and figures around freeform. So give it a try if you haven't done so already. So starting out with who is your customer. Now I think it's super important to remember first is that the person that you're trying to sell to is a person. It's not a business. So we have to find ways to grow and how to build within that person. Now, we're going to break it down into kind of three categories. And the first is going to be build the person like a movie character, identify the gaps in attention, and then we're going to match that attention to different platforms. So first, building this out like a movie character. So this is probably one of the most important steps to understanding who your consumer is. We know who we are. We know what our mission statement is. We know what our motto is. We know what our mantra is. We have a very good idea of who we are as a business, but we don't necessarily or tend to not necessarily translate that to our customer, one of the most important parts of the business process. So the first thing that we like to do is build out this person, write all this down, and create the customer as a movie character. So we kind of split this up into two categories, both personal and business. Now it's important to understand that every single person has their in-office life, out-of-office life, and not figuratively, but kind of mentally, I guess you can put it that way. And it's important to interact with these people at different times throughout their day, throughout their week, month, year. And there's going to be different places, as we'll kind of see a little bit lower, or better times to engage with these people at different times. So definitely take all of this and write this all down. Take this to your agency, take this to your social media team, take this to your marketing guru in the office, and share this with them. It'll really help clarify a lot of probably the gaps and missing pieces within your marketing strategy. So first, going through the personal side of things, it's very simple. Where do they live? How old are they? What do they do on the weekends? How do they get to work? Do they have kids? Do they live in a house, an apartment building? Like trying to find all these different pieces of engagement or possible pieces of engagement in the consumer's life is very important, and we'll kind of go through that here next. On the business side of things, where do they work? What do they do? What is their income? Do they spend it on, was their disposable income spent on concerts and shows? Is it spent on, activities and ski passes? How do they network? So just taking kind of all these bits and pieces to create this character to find different pieces and places of engagement. Now, again, super important to remember, you're selling to people, you're not selling to businesses. I think that's probably one of the hardest things that a lot of companies maybe don't understand or don't have a full grasp of. Yeah, you can identify people within the business, but then once you get to the business, hey, I want to sell to ABC Corp. Within that ABC Corp, you're eventually going to have to sell to a person. And if you don't know who that person is or what they're engaged in or what they like to do, you're going to miss out on a huge gap in understanding. So here we go, identifying the gaps of attention. So here's a couple examples of a gap in an attention span. So if they drive to work, maybe they listen to a podcast. The world of radio is kind of dissipated. So what are other points that we might be able to engage with them in? Podcasting, do they probably, maybe they listen to Spotify, Apple Music, where do we run those ads? Do we run them on, Rogan? Do you run them on Spotify? Do you run them on tech podcasts? Do you run them on, entertainment podcasts? We have a really good one here in Denver. Completely spacing on it, but it's a Denver-based podcast. Like that'd be great for like a roofing company, a solar company, to gain the attention of someone around a podcast that is very specific to an area. If they work from home, maybe they watch YouTube for news, or maybe they watch YouTube for entertainment. Again, a place for interaction. So you can run YouTube ads, you can run curated content. Maybe this is a great opportunity for you to create content and put it on YouTube for people to discover. Again, what are those topics that people are searching, or what are topics that possible consumers are touching over the course of their lifespan. If you have a younger audience, maybe local concerts, local shows, farmers markets. These are, again, great places to interact with the local community. Soccer games, sponsor elementary schools, local charities. Great opportunities to involve your business in the local community, as well as get people in a concentrated area to learn about your brand. If they're older, maybe Facebook is a great way. Insurance is still like crushing it on Facebook for some reason. But, just again, that's a great identification of a gap in attention. So figure out where first figure out the character, then figure out where they might be interacting in these groups, and then engage with those attentions. So again, match it to the platform, right? So you have Meta, you have YouTube, you have LinkedIn, you have Google Ads, you have meetups, you have networking events. Like, these are all great opportunities for people to come out and interact with you, your brand, and your product if they can, right? I mean, not all services can be explained in person, but not, most can, or at least you can get idea starters. Again, the more people that know about you, the more opportunities you have to succeed. I think one of the other important things is social media is a great opportunity for brands to come out and represent themselves, as well as represent their brand that they represent to individuals across the platform. I think when you look at, I guess what I'm getting at is, the more social media that you post, the more opportunity that people have to interact with you. The way that I think about it is, each piece of content is kind of like a soldier. It's a soldier in the army. The more soldiers that you have, the more opportunity you have to win, because you have more touch points, more opportunities, more people on the battlefield. Hope that was helpful. That was pretty good, 7 minutes. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. Make sure to like, subscribe. I post daily shorts and would love to have you join the journey of a marketing agency owner, myself, Andrew Dornish with 5614 Marketing. Make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Very excited to start this series. And please, if you guys have something that you want to learn more about, please leave a comment below, and we'd love to hear about it. Have a wonderful day.